The movie begins with a mysterious being known as the Other, who is speaking about the Tesseract, a powerful energy source that is located on Earth. Loki, the Norse god of mischief, has struck a deal with the Other. If he brings the Tesseract to him, Loki will be granted dominion over Earth. The scene shifts to a S.H.I.E.L.D. facility that is in the process of being evacuated. Director Nick Fury and Agent Maria Hill arrive to assess the situation. Agent Phil Coulson informs them that the Tesseract has suddenly activated and its energy levels are dangerously high, threatening to collapse the building. Dr. Eric Selvig, a scientist working with S.H.I.E.L.D., is baffled by the Tesseract's behavior. Clint Barton, also known as Hawkeye, suggests a possible cause for the anomaly. As they discuss the Tesseract, a portal opens and Loki emerges. He immediately attacks the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents using his scepter to take control of Clint Barton and Dr. Selvig's minds. After a brief confrontation, Loki shoots Nick Fury, seizes the Tesseract, and escapes the facility. The base collapses, but not before everyone evacuates safely. Realizing the severity of the situation, Fury declares a Level 7 emergency, initiating the Avengers Initiative, a plan to assemble a team of extraordinary individuals to defend the Earth. The narrative then shifts to Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, who is in the middle of an assignment. Agent Coulson contacts her, informing her about the Tesseract crisis and that Barton has been compromised by Loki. Natasha Romanoff, having finished her current mission, heads to India to recruit Bruce Banner. Upon finding him, Natasha confronts Bruce and manages to convince him that Nick Fury needs his intelligence rather than the Hulk. Eventually, Bruce agrees to join the team. Meanwhile, Fury meets with Steve Rogers and informs him about the Tesseract. Steve, already familiar with the Tesseract due to its connection with the Red Skull, remarks that it should have been left in the ocean. Despite his reservations, Steve is ready for the fight and agrees to join the mission. Agent Coulson then approaches Tony Stark. After a quick look at the file, Stark understands the gravity of the situation and also agrees to join the initiative. Loki, on the other hand, continues to recruit soldiers and solidify his plans. He meets with the Other, discussing their agreement. Loki appears fearful as the Other mentions an even more powerful being in charge, who is revealed to be Thanos. Steve Rogers and the rest of the team arrive at the helicarrier. Bruce Banner begins working on locating the Tesseract, while the others focus on finding Loki. They manage to track Loki down and head to his location. Captain America confronts Loki, engaging him in a fight. Iron Man soon joins the battle, and together they capture Loki, surprisingly easily. As they transport Loki back to the helicarrier, Thor suddenly appears and takes Loki from the Quinjet. Thor confronts Loki about his recent actions and the deception of his death. Their conversation is abruptly interrupted when Iron Man intervenes, leading to a fight between Thor and Iron Man. Stark insists that Thor shouldn't take Loki back to Asgard, wanting to ensure that Loki faces justice on Earth. Captain America intervenes, reminding both Thor and Stark that they are on the same team and need to work together. They eventually agree and take Loki back to the S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier. While on board the helicarrier, Thor explains Loki's plan to the team. He reveals that Loki intends to rule Earth with the help of the Chitauri, an alien race. Bruce Banner continues to search for the Tesseract, while Loki is held captive. Black Widow interrogates Loki, uncovering that his plan was to be captured all along. He intends to unleash the Hulk on the helicarrier to dismantle the Avengers, preventing them from stopping him when he brings his army to Earth. As the group argues, influenced by the manipulative power of Loki's staff, Agent Barton, Hawkeye, and Loki's crew launch an attack on the helicarrier. The chaos results in the Hulk being unleashed, who begins tearing apart the ship. Thor and Hulk engage in a fierce battle, which ends with Hulk being thrown off the helicarrier. Meanwhile, Iron Man and Captain America work together to repair the damaged ship and prevent it from crashing. During the mayhem, Black Widow confronts and fights Barton, successfully knocking him out of his trance and freeing him from Loki's control. Agent Coulson attempts to stop Loki, but is tragically killed by him. In the aftermath of Coulson's death, Loki escapes, leaving the Avengers in disarray. After the helicarrier is repaired, the team is left shaken. Thor was thrown off the ship during the chaos, Clint Barton is trying to recover from Loki's mind control, and Tony Stark is deeply upset about Agent Coulson's death. Determined to stop Loki, the Avengers regroup and locate him once more. They discover that he is at Stark Tower, planning to open a portal to summon the Chitauri army. Iron Man confronts Loki at the tower, but Loki reveals that it is already too late as the portal opens, allowing the Chitauri to invade New York City. Iron Man launches an attack, and the rest of the Avengers arrive to join the battle. Bruce Banner also arrives, transforming into the Hulk to aid in the fight. The Avengers work together to hold off the Chitauri, showcasing their teamwork and individual strengths. Amid the fierce battle, the government, believing New York to be lost, decides to launch a nuclear missile at the city. Nick Fury warns the Avengers about the incoming nuke. Black Widow reaches the top of Stark Tower where she finds Loki's scepter. Using it, she manages to close the portal. Meanwhile, as the nuke approaches, Iron Man intercepts the missile and flies it through the portal. The missile hits the Chitaurian mothership, destroying their forces. Natasha closes the portal just as Iron Man falls back through, and the Hulk catches him before he hits the ground. With the immediate threat neutralized, Loki is captured and handed over to Thor, who takes him back to Asgard along with the Tesseract. In the final scenes, the Avengers go their separate ways, leaving the public and government to wonder where they are now. Nick Fury reassures his colleagues that the Avengers will return whenever they are needed. If you enjoy the recap, make sure to subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more.